Salawam Akim. All praise and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Harakar Kadas. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule well and taught me this truth, and peace and salutation to Yakim across the four corners of the globe, preaching this gospel in truth and sincerity. I'm Brother Yaash back with another lesson. All right, are the so-called black people in America the real Hebrew Israelites? All right, and the answer to that question is yes. And we're going to go through a few scriptures to prove it. Deuteronomy 28:1, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh, thy power to observe and to do all the commandments which I have commanded thee this day, that the Lord Yahweh thy power will set thee above on high above all nations on the earth. All right. And if we were to obey the law, statutes, and commandments, all right, that were given to the Israelites, we would receive all of the blessings from Deuteronomy 1 on to 14. All right, but if we didn't, this would happen. Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, Yahweh, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All right, and these are some of the curses, and I'm gonna go through a few of them, and you're gonna see clearly that this fits the Israelites, man, the so-called Negro. All right, let's go through them. So let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and go to 46. Let's see. Let's go to 45. Deuteronomy 28:45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. All right? And all of these curses, man, all right, are definitely come upon us, man. All right, and we are definitely a destroyed people right now, because thou hearkens not unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and statutes which he commanded thee. All right, so because we didn't keep his statutes and commandments, we had to go into slavery, man, and we're still in slavery right now. All right, under these white people, the Edomites, the so-called red man. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Okay. Verse 47, because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And right now, when you go to Esau, Edom, all right, the so-called white man, you got to go to him for the water. You got to pay your water bill, your light bill, your rent note, or your mortgage, your car note. Who owns all of these things? The so-called white man. All right, so you constantly paying to your enemy, man. All right, you constantly going to your enemy for everything you need. All right. And in one of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he had destroyed thee. And when did he put a yoke of iron on our neck? In hardcore slavery, man, and bondage, man. All right, he put a yoke on our neck, man, and we're going to do the same thing to him. All right, but this is signifying that he's talking about the so-called Negroes, man, the Israelites. All right, the Southern Kingdom. Okay, and he also had the Northern Kingdom in slavery. Okay, after he raped, robbed, and pillaged them and took their land. See, this devil, hey man, this devil got to go down, man. All right, so we will go to the so-called white man for all things, man. All right, and that's what we're living right now. We got to go to him for everything, man. We don't have nothing for us. Everything we got to go to for him. All right, so the next point is Deuteronomy 28 and 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother and toward his wife of his bosom and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave, you know. And that's why Jake leaves, man, because he got this curse on him, man. Either he leaves because he just something ain't going right with the relationship, or he's catching hell with the woman, all right, or he leaves because he cheated and they break up some type of way, or various different situations, but the man is not in the house, okay, because of these curses. Verse 55, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he had nothing left him in the siege, and the straightness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set her sole or feet upon the ground for the delicaciness and the tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward her husband of her bosom and toward her son and toward her daughter. And guess what? 80% of the households born, kids are born without a father, man. All right, and women are breaking up the homes that they do have. Okay, they got too many options. They think they can always move on, and guess what? The houses is disenfranchised now. All right, and the woman is evil toward her kids. She's evil toward her man. All right, and that's because of these curses. All right, and this signifies that we are the Israelites, man. All right, we are the Israelites, man. Okay. So let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And it says, and the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Now, this is not talking about the Egypt over there, because you don't need ships to go to Egypt from Israel, okay? But you need to go to ship. You need ships to get from the west coast of Africa, all right, over here to Americas, okay? All right. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. So we are slaves over here in America. All right. And Egypt represents slavery. Let's get Revelations. All right. And America is a place of bondage. All right, and we're in slavery still to this day in America. Okay, Revelations 11 and 8, and it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, talking about the Israelites. They're spiritually dead because they don't have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The great city is America, which spiritually is called Sodom because it's all that LGBTQ plus. All right, and Egypt because it's bondage. All right, is where this where we're over here taking slavery. We're over here in slavery. And everybody's in bondage. They put their own people in bondage too. But we're talking about proving the Israelites are the proving the so-called black people are the Israelites, man. And this proves it. Where also our Lord was crucified because he was X'd out. They changed the doctrine, told you that you don't have to obey none of the laws, but the law of tithing. Okay, they changed the color. They whitewash all of the men in the Bible, okay, to so-called white people. All right, they committed blasphemy. Okay, they committed blasphemy, man. All right, and so they got a lot to pay for, man. But Egypt is America in its bondage. Okay, let's go to Exodus. I think 20 and 2. And it says, Exodus 20 and 2, I am the Lord thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the land of bondage. See, Egypt is bondage. All right. And that's it. That's all I got, man. All right. So the so-called black people in America are the real Hebrew Israelites. Shalom.